In this tutorial, we will show you how to make a beautiful case for your glasses. I guess almost all crafters need a pair of glasses at hand when crafting, at least at some point in their life. I like to store my eyeglasses in a soft customized case, one that I can even use with just one hand. The attached soft lens cloth makes it even handier and neat. Let's see how you can make one for yourself or as a last-minute gift. We'll start by creating a design for the case. The finished glasses case will be about 16 centimeters in height, that is around 6.3 inches, and 7.5 centimeters in width, again that is approximately 3 inches. This means that we will need a square of about 18 by 18 centimeters, or approximately 7 inches, so select a hoop accordingly. We will start by making an outline of the case. Using the rectangle shape tool, we will design a rectangle into the hoop. Having the rectangle selected, go to Tool Options and uncheck the proportional option. Then enter 160 millimeters in width and 165 millimeters in height. Center it to the hoop by entering 0.0 millimeters on the X and Y position. Right-click on the rectangle and use the Convert to Curves option so that you can fully edit the shape later. Remove the fill color as we don't need it. Now we will edit the shape and create this cut corner. To do that, we will add 2 nodes so that we can adjust the shape better. Double-click on the right outline, about 3 centimeters from the top. Double-click on the center of the top outline and delete the node in the corner. Now right-click on the curved line and use the To-Line option. Select a color for this outline if you like to make it more prominent. For the time being, we will use this shape as a design area guideline. Later on, we will use it to sew all fabrics together and make the opening for the case. Now let's design the eyes. Start the ellipse shape and draw an ellipse. Make sure that proportional is disabled. Set the size to 32 millimeters in width and 26 millimeters in height. Remove the outline color. Make a duplicate of this ellipse and move it downwards vertically for about 4 millimeters. Choose the 2 ellipse shapes together and, using the shaping tools, apply Trim. Delete the full circle and keep the trimmed part. Set the color to black. Make sure that proportional is unchecked and change the size to 38 millimeters in width and 12 millimeters in height so the circle becomes flatter. Now duplicate this part. Use Mirror Y option and move the mirrored one down vertically to make an outline for the eye. Select both parts and from the shaping tools use the Weld option this time. Now let's design the pupil of the eye. Again with the ellipse shape, draw an ellipse into the eye and set the size to be 18 by 18 millimeters. We will set the color to this bluish one and remove the outline. Additionally, use the To Back of Design option to place it behind the outline. Select the pupil and the outline And using the Align tools, align the pupil to the center. Now select the pupil and make a duplicate. Scale it by 70%, making sure that proportional is on, and set the color to white. Again, duplicate the white part this time and scale it to 70%. Set the color to light blue. Likewise, duplicate this last part and scale it to 65%. Now change the color to black. Using the stitch flow, add a point direction to the black one. Select all the pupil parts and group them together for easier handling later on. The eye is ready, so let's design the eyelashes. For that, we will use the trapezoid shape. Before you click and drag to draw the shape, enter 50% on slant and check trapezoid if it's not checked already. Set the size to 4.2 millimeters in width and 9.8 millimeters in height with proportional unchecked. Remove the outline color and change the fill to black. Now we need to add more eyelashes all around the eye. Select the outline of the eye, right-click and use the auto border option. We will make a running auto border and set offset to 1 millimeter. Now select the auto border along with the eyelashes. Right-click and from the appearing menu, go to Array and use Create Outline from Shapes option. Set the offset to 5 millimeters. Once you are satisfied with how it looks, use Separate to Objects option. Delete the auto border and the initial eyelash. All eyelashes are grouped, but you may ungroup them and delete any one you don't like. I'm actually going to remove some of the eyelashes from the part below the eye to make it look more natural. And I'll change the color in one of them to make it more sussy. Now, let us duplicate the eyeball and put it aside for the moment so that we can use it later on. Place the design in the lower right corner. Leave about a 1 centimeter margin from the right and bottom. You may also tilt it. Now let's start the lettering tool. Type the word for and scroll through the available fonts to find a font you like. Then click at a new point and type the word your. Likewise, type the word eyes and only for your eyes only. Take your time to adjust the sizes and colors as you like. Now, let's decorate the pupil. Ungroup the pupil parts. Add running outline with 2 millimeters offset. Change the color to gold and select a stitches style to decorate the line. Now create a duplicate of all of them and move them to a new position. Scale the design if you like and decorate using any other style. Likewise, we can make other copies, use other styles, and even add more auto border lines with styles. Feel free to customize your own design as it pleases you the most. Just make sure the design fits in the right area of the hoop. Now we need to make the opening on the outer line. To do that precisely, we will start guideline mode. Add a horizontal guideline and set it to 10 mm on the y-axis to assist us. Start Edit Nodes mode. Right-click on the left outline at the point where the guideline meets the shape and select Split Outline option. Do the same for the right outline. Switch back to selection mode. Right-click on the outline and use Break Apart to separate the upper from the lower part. Delete the lower part. We want to stitch this outline at the end, so we need to manually set the sequence. First of all, select all objects and use the Ungroup option. Then click on Auto to change to manual mode and optimize using Advanced mode. Now, using the Sequence Manager, you may adjust the embroidery sequence. First of all, move the red outline at the end of the sequence. We can also move this golden part to go together with the other golden parts. Remember that you can proof the sequence using Slow Redraw. Now that the design is ready, prepare the files for your machine and let's make the glasses case. For this project we will need fabric for the outer side of the glasses case, that is 18 by 18 centimeters, approximately 7 by 7 inches. Another fabric for the inside of the case, that is again 18 by 18 centimeters. Cotton batting of your choice, about 16 centimeters by 16 centimeters, that is approximately 6.3 inches. Optionally, a cleaning cloth of about 17 centimeters long and 6 centimeters wide. Additionally, you will need assorted threads, stabilizer, a hoop that fits an 18 by 18 centimeters or 7 by 7 inches design, and adhesive spray to hold parts in place. For the outer fabric, mark the center and an edge of the cross-center line with an erasable pen so that you can hoop it centered. Hoop the stabilizer. Mark the center and center lines using the guide template. Place the outer fabric on the stabilizer using the lines you just made. You may use a temporary adhesive spray on the stabilizer so that the cloth will stick on it. Make sure to leave a few seconds for the glue to dry up a bit before sticking the fabric, otherwise it may leave stains. You may also pin it around for more stability. If you use pins though, make sure that they are kept out of the machine's way. Attach the hoop to the machine. Set the bobbin end thread for the first color. Load the embroidery file. Now start the embroidery. Proceed with all the colors of the design. We will embroider all parts except for the last outline part. This part of embroidery is done. Remove the hoop from the machine. Take the pins off carefully so that the cloth does not shift from its centered position. For those who would like to sew the cleaning cloth, place the cleaning cloth on top of the embroidered fabric. Right sides should be together. Place it about 1.5 centimeters off the center and 1.5 centimeters away from the edge. Secure it with a pin. Place the outer fabric on top of it. Right side should be inside. Pin it to keep in place. Again, make sure the pin doesn't harm your embroidery machine. Attach the hoop to the machine, and now it's time to embroider the last outline. This one will sew all fabrics together. Remove the hoop from the machine and take the pins off. Remove from the hoop. Cut the stabilizer at the same size as the fabric. Secure the cleaning cloth safely away using some masking tape so it won't be sewn inside. We will fold it like that to sew the outline. Before sewing, you may draw a line with an erasable pen, leaving 1 centimeter off the seam allowance. Be careful not to sew the inner fabric, as it will be used as opening. Pin the fabric and sew the outline. This is how it looks like. Cut the corner and any excessive fabric. Now let's stick the cotton backing. Use a temporary spray to stick to the fabric. Cut it around the edge of the fabric and turn the inside out. Now we only need to sew the opening. Put the inner fabric to the inside . Adjust the shape and it's done. Enjoy crafting!